All right, welcome to another episode of Fun Facts with Liam. And, you know, my thing every now and then, well, as much as I can, actually, I like to address overlooked and obscure things. Um, and this is kind of linked to the interesting history, not as known history of Jamaica. Now, in terms of stereotypes and so on and so forth, you picture you know, your average um, Jamaican Joe blogs as a black guy with dreadlocks. I suppose you could sort of include Bob Marley in that bracket, but half, because his dad was white. And he even had freckles. He even had freckles and stuff, and a lighter skin tone generally. Um, but there's the overlooked groups like the funny white Jamaican guy that does stand up in you know in 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 England. Can't remember his name. And there's a few videos on YouTube itself to do with uh, the the descendants of Chinese people in Jamaica, and yeah, this goes into actually the history of not the history of reggae as a whole, but how it got popular, and there's a lot to get into with that, and I could be here massively, like all night. But to avoid wittering on, it was a not only a woman that popularized reggae, made sure that reggae was, kind of spread across the world. Bob Marley popularized that too, but she kind of give it the push since the 1950s with her and her husband, and founded went to Queens in New York to branch out with VP Records. That's when America and like the rest of the world started to become kind of aware of reggae music. It was thanks to her and her husband's efforts that um, that quite possibly that reggae still is has a cult following in multiple countries, in even China. Actually, there's actually I've actually saved a playlist of Chinese reggae bands. I might share that because there's quite some good stuff. I'm not really a reggae person massively, but every now and then it's all right. But the woman behind this, I guess, music movement is Patricia Chin, also known as Pat Chin, and yeah, I found this really interesting. From a she's from a minority, in a native country of Jamaica. Let's face it, because that's what. Yeah, not to be reverse racist or anything, but whites and yeah, there's three kind of known kind of ethnic groups in Jamaica. There's the Afro black types. There's the whites, and then there's the Chinese. Um, the Caucasians and the East Asians slash Chinese are the pretty much the minority, um, but that, it's not toxic at all. It's just how it is. Not like some parts of Africa, like Zimbabwe, former Rhodesia, where Robert Mugabe, um, Robert Mugabe's kind of and borderline fascist, dictator, kind of anti white man laws, attitudes and laws, kind of, well, they're still pretty much there since, you know, the days of Rhodesia and Ian Smith, post World War II, but that's another thing. But yeah, I'll provide the links in there and the references, and hope you'll enjoy reading further about the the overlooked, I guess, international pioneer of reggae music, as much as I did, and obviously the fourth and final episode is coming up. I really should do these earlier, but like I said, depending where you are, it doesn't really matter, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I will see you, lovely lot, later.